appreciate this opportunity and that you've given us this opportunity. We've heard a lot of hypocrisy from President Biden and the Democrats about oil and gas, about our fossil fuel industry. We've heard them say that they're going to, quote, end fossil fuels, period, unquote. That the oil and gas industry should no longer have the ability to even drill, to explore. That the only way to save the coral reefs and the glaciers is to end fossil fuels. And that millions of people are dying every year because of fossil fuels. And even though my colleagues on the other side of the aisle weren't joking, it's hard not to laugh at this absurdity. Who is buying this baloney? Who is so blinded by the left and their climate change delusion that they can't see the hypocrisy in all of this? If the Democrats got their way, if they really did shut down the fossil fuel industry, do they actually understand the real-life ramifications of that drastic action? What do the Democrats think fossil fuels construction, what do you think the Democrats think that fuels our construction equipment, our trucks, our buses, tractors, boats, and trains? How would they spend their recent trillion-dollar infrastructure package without diesel fuel? If Joe Biden keeps his promise to end fossil fuels, life will certainly become awfully challenging for many of us in the 21st century, since laptops, tablets, credit cards will no longer be available. Imagine how Joe Biden's constituents would have felt in 2012 after Hurricane Sandy raged up through Delaware if they couldn't have gotten their hands on gasoline-powered electric generators. Yes, my friends, those generators provided power thanks to none other than fossil fuels and their industry. And as if the baby formula shortage isn't bad enough already, let's take away their pacifiers too, yet another product of fossil fuels. The hypocrisy is astounding. Honestly, Joe Biden should be thanking the fossil fuel industry for protecting him. Thanks to his helmet, brought to us by fossil fuels, he was shielded from his fall off that bicycle last week, not to mention the petroleum-made asphalt that padded his fall and, frankly, even the bicycle itself. And while this administration tells suffering Americans to just simply buy Teslas and other electric vehicles, they're conveniently failing to mention that fossil fuels make brake fluid, turn signals, tires, and in fact, they supply the very power that charges our electric vehicles. Everything from pens to dog toys, sunglasses to the soles of our shoes, we still very much need oil and gas industry. We're dependent on it, folks. But if my Democrat colleagues would like to ban leather briefcases and patio furniture, candles, headsets, and cell phones in the name of climate change, then good luck. You will only further cripple our economy and destroy many everyday necessities that you seem to take for granted. Oh, don't forget that petrochemicals are used to make painkillers, antihistamines, antibiotics, antibacterials, cough syrups, creams, and ointments. They're also used in heart valves and other critical life-saving medical equipment like radiological dyes and films, intravenous tubing, syringes, and oxygen masks. I'd recommend my Democrat colleagues do a little more homework before they foolishly make enemies of an industry that is involved in literally every single aspect of our lives. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Babin. I was always amazed. In my hometown, as a young man, I would watch people protesting out in front of a fur shop, and they had leather-soled shoes on.
Amen.
Those cows die of